Okay. Uh, so let's discuss about failover routing. Okay. So hope last time you have uh, went through for your simple routing policy with hosted routing. I mean, host-based routing using Route 53 with a simple routing policy. That is completed last time, right? Today we are going to cover failover routing with load balancer across regions. So what exactly the scenario? Let's say we are going to design web applications and we want to host that applications on the EC2. Okay. And that web application has to maintain the highly high availability. I mean, it should be highly available across two regions. So here we are considering US East one and US West one. Okay. The web application will be running inside the EC2 instance behind the load balancer, and we are going to use the application load balancer in each region. So how do you set up the failover routing to ensure users are redirected to the secondary region if the primary region fails? That is how the failover. That would be automatic failover. So what other components? I mean the services we are going to use during this failover setups. Okay, that is what we are going to cover. And I have my domain already purchased last time. So it's a cloudcham.link. So when any user will access to this domain, cloudcham.link, this websites, uh, so he has to get the website, the web application for this cloudcham.link. The entire traffic will go to US East region. The region, I am making this region as the primary and US West one, and I'm making this region as the secondary. And this would be the passive. This would be the active. That's why I mentioned it's entire 100% traffic for the cloud jam.link will go to your US East one and zero traffic to US East. When this US West one having 100% traffic, when this region will be down or this application server went down, automatically the entire traffic will be redirected to your US West one. So who is responsible to take care of all this failover routing, automatic failover routings? Route 53. So inside Route 53, we have to configure all the respective records and map the respective load balancers with respect to this domain. Okay. So let's start this. So for this, these are the steps we are going to follow. First, we have to create a launch template. Then we have to create auto scaling groups because the auto scaling groups will use the launch template, and launch template will have the required inputs what we are going to use over here. And we'll have to create a target groups, and we have to register the respective instances, and we have to create the load balancer in across two regions and associate the target group with the existing load balancer. Then we have to create the route, records, push records in the route 53, and then we have to verify how this traffic is coming from the respective regions. And again, we'll validate manually, we'll put down or shut down the region one and how the traffic will be redirected automatically to its US West one. That is what we are going to do the lab. Okay. Now, let me go through this consoles. Let me console. Let me access to my AWS consoles. Now, I'm in, let's say, my region is primary region will be US West one. This is my primary region. So where the entire traffic will go here only. So what are the first steps? We have to create a templates. Okay. So let's say NV LP North Virginia launch templates. Just for friendly naming convention to recognize. Okay. For our routing. Okay. So select the respective, EC2 instance. and you have to select your free tier machines. And it's for lab purpose, you can go for the small machines. And this scenario is normally, this type of scenario, no, it's not required for the non-prod environment. It's required for the production environments. Otherwise, how this application will maintain the high availability? Okay. I don't want to use any key pair. And I'm not going to access to. I'm sorry. Okay. I have already security groups. Let's go with that. Mm, Security group I have created. Let's go. This is fine. This is for web server. I'm going to host web applications. Okay. Here I have already allowed the respective ports, that is HTTP, because you are going to access that my domain, my website with the port 80, not 443. If you want to access with the 44380, HTTPS, then you have to configure the certificate. You have to issue the certificate from SCM and integrate. Anyway, let's try with the HTTP first. So what I have to do, I have my ready-made code with me. Okay. And yeah, it's fine. Again, for the user data, I'm not going to discuss, already, because last time we have done many times. What is the purpose of user data? Okay. So this bash scripts with respect to the stylish CSS and for index.html scripts, I have just did over here so that at the time of machine launching, it will take care install the respective dependency, respective packages. Okay. Then once it is ready, then you can access to your applications with the IP address of the EC2 machines. So create launch templates. First step is over. Okay. Then what is next steps? We have to create a auto scaling groups. Okay. You see, you have to create the auto scaling groups. Okay. Now here, let's say it's NB is not Virginia auto scaling groups. I have my template over here already. Okay. Let's go with the default one. That's fine. Okay. So click on next. Now I'm going to use the default VPC. I don't have time to configure other custom VPC. That's different regions. Let's go with the default VPC as internet gateway has been already associated with this. Okay. And use your public subnet. I am going to use 1A and 1B, multi regions, 1A and 1B subnets. Okay. And click on next. Okay. As such, there is no load balancer been created or provisions. So let's go with without load balancer. Once the load balancer is been provisioned, so we can associate with the target scripts. Okay. Click on next. Now you can launch two messages maximum for now for the testings. Okay. Desired capacity is 2, minimum is 2, maximum is 2. Okay. Go with the default settings. Click on next. You can go for skip review. Whichever you have, the inputs you have given, you can have a review. If there is any changes to be done or modification, you can again go back and change. Okay. Now auto scaling is done. Okay. It will take some time. So you can see here, you go to EC2, there will be two machines will be launching over here. At such 0, you can see at such it's showing 0 in couple of now started. One more machine will come because I have selected desired capacity is 2. Minimum desired capacity, either there will be workload or no, or may not be. So always there will be two machines will be launching, will running. Okay, more than then if the you will keep on increasing the workload on the specified desired machines, then instead of max 2 we mention, let's say we can mention 6, so it can scale up to 6. Anyway, that is that's been already covered in the last class, how it normally it behaves, how it works. So that as I have given desired capacities to, you can see two machine launching over here. Couple now we can see. Okay, that's fine. Let it launch. By that time, we can go to the next steps. Next step is we have to create target group. What is the role of target groups? Target group, we have to register the respective machines, right? In each target. Okay. The endpoint can be, target type can be instance, IP address, Lambda, application load balancer. For now, we are using instances. Okay. Let's say I'm giving the target group name is TG1. Okay. And VPC default is fine. Default VPC I'm using. That's fine. Protocol version HT1 is fine. That's fine. Health sec, if you want to do somebody customized health sec slash health, you can give. Otherwise, you can go with the default. That's fine. Okay. Now I'm going to register this machine, which is on US East 1A. Okay. Include pending below. Click on target group. Similarly, I can create another target group registered with other machines, which is deployed on US West 1. Right. Sorry, US East 1B. US 1 East 1B. Other data centers. This is TG2. Default VPS is fine. Click on next. So you can select this. You can register US East 1B. Okay. Include as pending below. You are going to register. Create target group. Okay, this part is over. Now you can see whether load balance is ready or not, still provisioning states. Sorry, I mean auto scaling rules. Yeah, perfect. Now next step is we have to create the load balancer. Okay, first auto scaling, target group, then load balancer. First is launch template, then auto scaling group, then target group, load balancer. Okay, whichever the steps are dependent for the next steps, you have to do accordingly, sequentially. Randomly, if you cannot jump load balancer like this, you can, but again, yeah, instead of spending 10 minutes or 5 minutes, you can spend 15-20 minutes. So better you go with the sequence so that you can make it fast. Okay, now we are going to provision a load balancer. What is, we are going to host web applications, right? We are going to provision a load balancer, that is application load balancer. Let's say this is NBALB, North Virginia load balancer. And this will be the internet facing applications, right? Because this website will be accessed over internet. Anyone can access, right? So that's why it's a internet facing, because I have taken public subnets. Okay. And the default VPC can, because I didn't select any custom VPC. I just simply go into default VPC, or you can create your own custom VPC and do it, no problem. But what is the available zone I'm using for this setups? US East 1A, US East 1B. There are total 6 data centers in North Virginia. See, I'm using 2 data centers, 1A and 1B. That's fine for me. Okay. Now I have my security group. I can use this one is fine. Web server SG for this load balancer. And this load balancer has to be registered with a TG1. Under TG1, there is one EC2 machines been already registered, right? That is deployed on US East 1A, right? Similarly, when you want to register other target groups, again you go to load balancer and associate. Okay, the respective targets to TG2. Okay, for now we are going to testing for TG1, just not to make it more complex. First you understand how it works, then you can come up with a different scenario and start doing implementations. Okay, now create load balancer. So it will take some time. Let it provisions. Okay, you can see it will provision. Now it's in provision. Let it be active. Once this guy will active, then what will happen? You can go to target group. You can select TG1. Now, as such, I am using only testing with the only single machines. Okay, registered with TG1s. Okay, go to target. You see it's showing initials, because I have associated the load balancer with a TG1. Inside a TG1, this machine is registered. Now health status showing initials. Once the load balancer will be active, it will show as healthy. But in TG2, it will be showing unused, because I didn't associate any load balancer with TG2 as such. So now we are doing testing for one machine, TG1, that's all. So let it complete. By that time, let's follow the same steps on US West 1, because according to our architecture, we are making North Virginia US East 1 as primary tip, and North California will be the secondary setups, US West ones. Okay, I mean, this is the passive setups. When you will hit the applications websites, the entire traffic will come to North Virginia only. You can see in the diagrams, right? When you hit it, it will come to your North Virginia. Use East 1 only. When you do failover, this 100% traffic will redirect it to here. That is our requirement. Okay. Now, let me check. Before I jump in, configure the similar setups on US West 1. Let me check my machines are ready or not. Yeah, my machines are ready. Still initializing. It's not take much time because the reason it is taking because I have prepared a bash scripts and all index HTML scripts and CSS and CSS files inside the user data. So that at the time of launching the machines, this method is called your bootstrapping, right? So it is taking care and installing the relevant packages. You see, it will install. It will first update your package. It will install the your Apache. Then it will start the service. Then it will enable. Then it change the permissions. Then it will copy your the HTML files inside this var www.html. Okay. Then for your CSAP, you see style CSS, it will be there. So it's at the time of launching machines, this guy take care of everything, all this. So probably you can expect a couple of minutes more. Yeah, now it's ready. Make sure whether my website is accessible or not now, just for sake of testings, okay? Because now I can access because it is hosted in my public subnets, okay? It is hosted in my public subnet. So I should able to access the websites now. Now let's see, copy, paste. If it is accessing, that means my machine is perfect. My EC2 is properly configured, launched with the relevant package. Yes, my website is opening. See, okay. Now, same thing. This machine, one ending with F1C2 is registered with TG1, target group 1, and TG1 as the TG1 target group, TG1 is the target for load balancer I have associated, right? So that means if my load balancer is ready, then I should also able to access with load balancer. See, my load balancer is active now. And go to target groups, go to TG1, it should be healthy now. Initial, refresh it, now healthy. Listen. So now I should able to access the applications with the load balancer as well. This is your load balancer DNS name. Not only with your, see, it should be accessible. Still not. Sometimes it takes some time and maybe fraction of seconds or maybe a couple of 25 seconds to sync. Just now it become ready. If still not accessible, you have to check the security groups. This load balancer, go to security, go here. Yeah, it's in Montreal, all traffic is allowed. So there is nothing to do here. Okay. So let it be. Normally it takes times. Let it be. Okay, let it be. By that time, let's configure. We have to wait for sometimes. Okay, a couple of minutes just to wait. Then you access with load balancer. This is the DNS syncing. Now it cannot be reached. Just to wait. It is to connect. Wait for some time. It will work. Okay. Now go to next regions. That is your second regions, passive region, North California. According to a diagram, is US West 1. Okay. Okay. Is this okay? So here, what you have to do? You have to create another launch template. So what is this? It's North California. North California LT. Let's say North California LT. Okay. Control C. Uh, Failover Routing. Yes. Okay. I am taking, you can browse it or from there you can select, not a problem. Instance type, I'm using T2 micro. Keeper not required. That's fine. Subnet I don't want. I have already submitted security groups. We can create a security groups, not a problem. Let's say web server SG. Let's see, and default VPC I can use. Okay, and for these security groups, I have to add the rules. For now, I am just allowing all traffic. Okay. Anyway, it's only HTTP is required and SSH. SSH to access inside the consoles and HTTP to access from outside the consoles, like from your URLs. Okay, because you are going to access the website. For now, anyway, I'm just giving all traffic quickly. Okay. Anyway, we are doing testing in real time. Never and ever you allow all traffics for such kinds of scenario. Okay. You have to, at least you have to restrict the security is the topmost priority. Okay. Now, anything I'm missing? Yeah, that's all. Security group is fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now you come here. Same applications you are hosting, right? Same web applications. Let's say, okay, git launch template. Is this ready or not? With this load balancer. Okay, it's a launch template is created. I'll do troubleshoot. Okay. Anyway, let's see first. Let's complete this North California setups. I'll do the troubleshoot on the North Virginia, US East one. Okay, launch template is ready. Then next is you have to create the auto scaling groups, right? So create auto scaling groups. Let's say it's North California ASG template you have created. Use that default. It's fine. Click on next. Go with the default VPC. You are using default VPC availability zone. I'm using this is 1A and 1C. I think there are only two data center in North California, so you can select this 1A 1C. That's fine. And click on next. No load balancer. You can go with the default. Skip for review. I'm creating auto scaling group, right? Did I change the capacity? This one. This one you have to change. Make it as a 2. Okay, desired is 2, maximum is 2. Now click on next. Skip for review. Let's review once again. Yeah, that's fine. Hit auto scaling groups. So you can see there will be 2 machine will be launched. Let's see. And then also instance started. I think yeah, initialized. That's fine. So once auto scaling part is done, then what you have to do, you go to your target groups. Everything you can automate with Terraform and the cloud formation stack. Remember, we are doing GUI just to become more familiar with all the interface, how it works, what other components we are using. So to make familiar with the GUI so that it will be easy to prepare the script. I may make it automata with the help of Terraform or cloud formation template. Okay. Now create template. I'm going to create. Let's say this name is TG1 and VPC. There is only one VPC default VPC. I can go with that. Click on next. Okay. I am selecting US West 1A as my target for TG1. Okay. Include as pending below. Just do register. Create target group. Similarly, you can create another target groups. Okay. Instance TG2. Okay. And that's fine. Click on next, select 1C and register on TG2. This machine I'm registering with TG2. Second targets. Okay. Include as pending below. You can access your machines with 4080. If you want to change, you can change it over here. Now, for now, we are going to access our website with 4080. This application. So click target groups. Okay. This part is over. Target group is done. Then what is next? You have to create the load balancer, right? So create load balancer, application load balancer, And let's say it's a North California application load balancer. Okay, it's it anyway. Its application would be internet facing websites, and VPC is fine. I can go for 1A and 1C as my subnets availability zones where I'm using the subnets. Security group not defaults. We have created another one. Go for web server SG. That's fine. And this load balancer will be registered with the TG1. For now, we are testing with TG1, one target group with one machine only. Okay. Then scroll down. So there are some other parameters. You will get to know the day by day when we'll cover application, I mean web application firewall, what is the use. When we'll cover the cloud front, how it will work with web application firewall. So we can optimize our the application accessibility in terms of security, in terms of performance. Okay, so we can go with all these options. These are three advanced one. So in real time, all these options are required. But just for now testing, because CloudFront is not yet covered, WAF is not covered, global accident is not covered. Okay, when once you will cover, then you can come up with a complex task. I mean complex type of complex scenario. Okay, so create load balancer. Done. So just wait, it is in provisioning. Once this will be active, then your target group PG1. Now it will be showing as initials. You see unused reference. Initial, it will be showing as a healthy. Let it complete. Okay. By that time, let's go to North California troubleshoot why the load balancer is not accessible and the website is not accessible with the load balancer. Okay. Go to your load balancer. This is your DNS name. Now we try accessing. What happened? Why it's not working? When I'm able to, for this one, what is my target? This is my TG1. TG1, which machine is this? It's ending with this one. If this one, yeah, it's one. Not it is accessible. The public IP is accessible, but it should accessible the load balancer. Why the it is not accessible to load balancer? That is one of my questions. I have to check. Okay, let me check with the subnet what I'm using. Subnet 1A 1B 932 AFD8. Let's say go to your VPC. I'm using default VPC. Okay, let's see. Go to your route. This is for troubleshooting. Okay, no other steps I'm following. This is your default routing table. So routes is there. Yes, it's there. Subnet associations. It's nice. And what is the groups? Subnet ID is AFD8. AFD8 is already associated. So this should not be a problem at all. This should not be a problem. You should be able to access to load balancer, not only IP. Let me check what is the issue in the load balancer. PG1, that's correct. Let me open another browser. Maybe cache issue. Sometimes it's a problem. Yeah, there is a cache issue. Clear, right? You're clear, right? So it's a caching issue. I have to clear all the histories and all. See, it is accessible. It is accessible with the load balancer. It is accessible with the IP address as well. You go and you access from here. It is accessible with the IP address. You see, clear. Now, what we are going to do? Do you think this is the way to access a website? Never. Neither you'll access with IP address, neither you or nor you access with a DNS name like this, load balancer endpoint. No. So I have to configure in Route 53 and I have to create a record and a map this load balancer with my domain which I have purchased earlier. I have my hosted zones. Okay. Now, anyway, this testing is done, and now check with this one. What is this? North California. If everything is ready or not, then we can start configuring other stuffs. We can go to next steps. Okay. Now, what I have to do? Let me check this IP address I have registered, right? Let me check if it is working or not. North California. Yeah, it's working. And now, uh, next is I can access with the load balancer as well because I have associated the TG1 and TG1 is registered with that machines which I was trying to access, right? I should able to access the load balancer DNS name. It should be also accessible because load balancer is ready now. Yeah, perfect. Now, last step is we have to create the record. Now go to your as primary data centers. I'm in Northern Virginia. Okay. So what you have to do, you go for Route 53. Okay. This is my hosted zone. I have purchased yearly. I have already paid. This is my domain. Okay. So here I have to create the record. What is that record? Choose endpoint and endpoint. See, endpoint can be many. Now, as such, our endpoint is a load balancer for now. You can make your network load balancer as your endpoint, global accelerator as an endpoint, website endpoint as an endpoint, VPC endpoint as your endpoint. So you can make it according to your business requirement. For now, the use case we are using that is for application load balancer as your endpoint. Okay. Then choose regions. The region is what? It's for North California, I think, right? In the first, yeah, where we have provisions, North California. Sorry, North Virginia is my primary, yeah, active one. You can see the load balancer already provision. See, it's instead of routing policy, let's go with the failover because our goal is to will intentionally put down the server, also down the North Virginia server, web server. Then how the traffic will automatically redirected to your North California. Then entire 100% traffic will direct to North California as secondary region, right? And this is my primary. North Virginia is my primary. Health check, nothing configured. So what you have to do, you can, if you want to monitor and monitor the health of your load balancer, you can create a health check as well, health check ID. Okay. So how to create here? So create health checks. Let's say it's a primary LD. Okay. Endpoint, domain name. What is my domain name? My domain name is cloudsam.link. This is my domain name. Okay. Sorry, my load balancer, the domain in the sense, my load balancer details I have to give it because I am going to monitor the load balancer, right? Scroll down, come load balancer, select this, select the DNS name of the load balancer. This is for which one? North Virginia. Okay, I am configuring North Virginia. Let's select the domain name. You can monitor with IP address. Okay, it's better you go with the domain name. Okay, so best practice. So click on create health check. Okay. So now, if you come over here, now scroll down, you refresh. Now you got it right. Now, let's say I'm giving as it's a primary create record. That's all. That's all. Okay. You want to verify whether my record created or not. You see. Okay. Failover and a map with the North Virginia load balancer, MB, LB. Okay. Now the same steps we have to follow in where? California, North California. Scroll down. Go to your North California as your secondary regions. Okay. Now what you have to do? You have to go Route 53 and copy this load balancer DNS, because we have to do. Go to your hosted zones. Click on your domains. Okay, I have to create another record that is for secondary, is for these regions. Select alias. I'm going for this one. I am not going to use for any subdomain. You are directly accessing cloudsamps.link. Okay. Now, if I am accessing cloudsamps.link, let's say Control C. Is this working? Is this working? It will work now. It will work because I have already mapped on the North Virginia. See, I have already mapped, so it will work. See, earlier it was not working. The reason it was not mapped with my endpoint. Okay, I didn't create any alias, right? Now, the goal is cloudsam.link. Okay, choose endpoint as application load balancer. This is your what is this region name? North California. North California. US West one, North California, this one. And this region we have provision, right? This is your load balancer and follower, and this should be my secondary. Okay. Health check. For secondary, not created. Click on info, create a health check. Okay. Create a health check. Now, let's say secondary LB. Uh, now click on domain, copy the load balancer. Put your load balancer will be accessible over HTTP. It will be monitored with HTTP. Good. Create a health check. Now come here. It's created. Yeah, it's created. Come here. Refresh this. You can see. You can select secondary LB, and you can mention this is your secondary. Okay. Click on create record. Over. Now you can check. Click on health check. There will be two load balancer. You can monitor here. Now the first one is healthy. Second one is showing unknown. Second one showing unknown. Okay. Wait for a couple of minutes. It will be healthy. Okay. It will be healthy after sometimes. Okay. Now, for this one, I have created the host zone, right? For North California, second. I have created a lead record, right? Yeah, it's created. Chapter close. Yeah. Now, we can access our website. You see, I can access with a North Virginia, I mean primary data center, primary availability zone load balancer with load balancer DNS name and the machine IP address. But this is your secondary North California machine IP address. I can access the same websites. And for the North California load balancer DNS name, with that also I can access the sites. Now I can access with the domain name. So which one is best? Normally, how we access the website? Always we access with the domain only, right? No IP address, no DNS name. This is how we access. And this traffic is going to where? It is going to North Virginia because in failover policy, I made a North Virginia load balancer as my primary data centers or my primary availability zones. Enter traffic will go to North Virginia according to this diagram. You see, now it's going here. Now here no traffic. Now I am going to put down the server, North Virginia server. Okay. Now I am going to how? When I'll put down the server, let's say I'll shut down these machines or I'll remove the ports from the security groups. Ultimately, in it, either you shut down the machines or you remove the ports from the security group. You remove the inbound rules from the security group. Ultimately, if the port is not there, means the machine is dead, right? The machine is alive. But to access your application's website, the port has to be opened, right? If I'll remove these ports, ultimately the machine is down. So how this traffic will automatically redirected to your US host one that we are going to see. Okay, that means this is your active passive architectures, this failover policy. This guy will be active. Now it is passive. Now when I'll remove the ports from the or shut down this environment, then traffic will directly here. Now see, this traffic is coming from your North Virginia. Now what I'm going to do, see, I'm going to North Virginia now. Okay, go to your load balancer, North Virginia load balancer, and go to your North Virginia security groups. See here, if if I'll remove because how it is accessible? It is accessing through load balancer on the backend. This domain is mapped with your load balancer, right? The alias I have created, right? So that is how it is able to access. If I'll delete this, no port will allow, no port is accessed. Ultimately, the machine will be dead. It will be treated as the machine will be dead. Now click on save rules. Now refresh, click on refresh. See, now page will not be accessible. Not, it will not be accessible. See, it's navigating. It's not accessible now. But wait for a couple of minutes. How? The traffic route 53 will take care, that the failover routing will take care. And I am an end user. I am accessing from my laptop. The route 53, the failover routing we have configured, right? That guy will take care and redirect my traffic from North Virginia to North California. That means US East 1. See, it is down. Wait for a couple of minutes. Wait for a few minutes. In the real time, it should not take much time. For that, we are using that accelerator. I mean, the cloud fronts. There are different components and services are available in AWS, and you're going for a real cover. So that will be quite fast, immediate failover. Immediately, the entire traffic will redirect from one region to other if there is something wrong on the primary data centers. Just wait. Make it so fast, highly efficient, having more better performance. We normally use CloudFront and other sorts of stuffs are there in cloud. We can integrate. Okay. If this there will be such kind of interruptions for the end user, there will be millions of dollars. I know there will be business impact with the millions of dollars. So to overcome such kinds of delay, like 1 minute, 2 minute delay to make your application up, we have some other components we can integrate to avoid such delay. Okay. The backend that now see, clear. Hope everything is fine now. See, now this traffic is coming from North California, not North Virginia, because North Virginia mission is dead. Clear? Yeah, that's all. Hope you enjoyed this session, right? Thank you very much.